Hello, children. A very good morning to everyone. This is Priya, English Department from Alpha International CBSE School, Baho. Children, I am so glad that you are here and happy to meet you back. Here, let us start with the little goodie and hoping that you will add this goodie word in your memory bag. And that word of today is eraser. It is a small piece, the thing which you are using in your daily life eraser, which you erase when you do mistakes. We are going to talk about that eraser and what message it gives. Actually, children, if you are doing any mistakes, you just use your eraser, you erase it, and then you will correct that word. You will rewrite it again, right? Yes, the same way the lesson which we have to take in our life, which we have to apply in our life from that eraser is that we have to remind that it is okay to make mistakes. The eraser is saying that only it is okay to make mistakes. Don't go along with that mistakes. We have to erase it and we have to work it again and learn together no matter what it takes. So look how superb this message is, right? We have to implement this in our lives, and this is the first goodie message which I am going to introduce you today. With this same happiness, let us go into our lesson. Today I am going to teach you about the lesson, I mean the chapter 2, the sound of music, the prose part. What is sound? The lesson title is sound of music. Okay, children, what is sound first? Do you have any idea or do you know any definition regarding the sound? Just think. Let us look into the technical definition. Okay. Sound means it is defined as a vibration that travels through the air or another medium as an audible mechanical wave. It is produced from a vibrating body like in water, air, some instruments, whatever it may be. So, sound is something which is produced through vibrations of some medium and which passes through air and water. Maximum we are able to hear the sound through the air, right? The waves through the air. This is the meaning of sound. And what is the meaning of music, children? Music means it is an art of sound. It is an art of sound. And in time, sometimes it expresses, not only sometimes, maximum 99.9 percentage, it expresses ideas and emotions in significant through the elements of rhythm. Maybe it's a harmony, maybe it's a melody. Yes or no? Like if you listen to some melodies, you feel like sleepy, pleasant, yes or no? And some will be like you feel to stand up and dance. That is the different types of music which plays with our emotions and with our brains. That is the power of music. And that will be the combination of maybe the oral, vocal or instrumental sounds. So this music is produced through vocal or instrumental sounds and it forms a beautiful emotional expressions. And this is the definition for the music, children. And in this lesson, we are going to see what is the meaning of both combined, the sound of music. Let us see. Sound is also which we can hear. Music is also which we can hear. But what is the combination of the sound of music? So, if you listen to my explanation in this lesson, you can clearly get a structure of what is meant by the sound of music. Let us enter. The contents which we are going to discuss in this chapter are: number 1, introduction of the lesson; number 2, Evelyn Glennie; Third one, Deborah Cowley. Next, part 1, reading and explanation. Then we will be going to the activity 1. Then we will start part 2, Bismillah Khan. Before you read, part 2, reading and explanation, message from the lesson, and we ended the lesson with activity 2. Introduction. The central theme of the story, Sound of Music, is love and passion for music, about making it against the odds. Part 1 describes how Evelyn Glennie found a way out of her problem by developing an ability to sense music through different parts of her body. The first part of the feature is based on the theme that earnest efforts and able guidance pave one's way to success. In part 2 of the chapter, The Sound of Music, there is a biography of Shehnai, musical instrument player Bismillah Khan. And this is the story of Bismillah Khan, that how he loves his country and loves to play Shehnai. Children, this chapter is about two musical maestros, two legends and their lives. So, we will learn about multi-percussionist Evelyn Glennie and Bismillah Khan, the Shehnai player. The Sound of Music, the lesson Sound of Music recaps the whole chapter in a simpler and easy form. And in this chapter, you will learn about the interesting lives of the two musical legends, Evelyn Glennie and Bismillah Khan. And one part is about the Scottish musician Evelyn, and the other is about Indian legend Bismillah Khan. And further, in this chapter chooses these two musicians because of the interesting lives. Because why they selected only these two musicians? Because of their interesting curiosity. Okay, and we have to go through their interesting lives, and it will help you. It will say that it will help us. It will help us to gain insight into their struggle and hard work, and we will learn how hard work and determination can serve us well. It stays true. It stays true to its name and gives inside stories and facts behind the glitz and glamour of these musicians. And the lesson's name, The Sound of Music, will be the right apt. It will be apt because the title Sound of Music is quite appropriate, as the feature briefly relates the inspiring success stories of these two legends. So, while reading the lesson, we know how they struggle, we can see their hard work to reach their goals, keeping their disabilities aside. Evelyn Glennie. Evelyn Elizabeth Ann Glennie is an acclaimed percussionist from Aberdeenshire in Scotland. Since the age of 11, she had been totally deaf. Deaf means she can't hear. She have a disability of hearing. She is supposed to have taught herself how to register sounds using other parts of her body. She mostly plays barefoot at her concerts to feel the music better. As she was unable to hear, she used different parts of her body to produce these vibrations, produce the music. She is a hardworking and dedicated person, and mastered over 1,000 instruments. Not only concentrating on one instrument, she had mastered, she used to play 1,000 instruments. She has also learned Japanese and French language. Evelyn is described as a workaholic who gives free concerts in hospitals and schools also. She used to perform freely in hospitals and schools. Additionally, to the deaf children, she has become an inspiration. People who are the students, the children who are deaf, they used to think that we are not useful. They used to degrade themselves. And for those deaf children, she is one of the models. She is one of the best inspiration. And her awards were Grammy Award for Best Chamber Music Performs. Next one, Grammy Award for the Best Classical Instrumental Solo, and many more. Other thing, Evelyn has lived an extraordinary life. She was born in Aberdeen, Scotland. It is a place where it is located in Scotland, and she went to the school at Elon Academy. That is also in Scotland only. And her conservatories is the Royal Academy of Music, London. But the sound she made, the sound she has always been this percussionist goddess. She has been like a percussionist goddess whose whole life been dedicated to her career. In some ways though, she is just like you or me. She's just a person like you or me, that's all. But she was dedicated 200% in her career. And as a child, Evelyn played the mouth organ and the clarinet. When she was a teenager, when she was in teens, Evelyn wanted to be a hairdresser. She also has interest in the hairstyles. She want to be a hairdresser also. But now she is very much a percussionist goddess who personally owns over 1800. It means 1800 instruments she owns, and in a live performance can use up to approximately 60 instruments. It means in the live stage, in a live show, she can use nearly 60 instruments in her play. And one of the most amazing things about Evelyn is that she is legally deaf. She is legally deaf means what? She is truly deaf girl. And it's never been a big deal for Evelyn though. She never thought it was a disability. She never degraded herself that she can't hear. And to her, it's the fact is like that she has brown hair or brown eyes. That's all. She will not care about that. And as she is a true musician, there are a lot of people also. We don't say that no, none of them tried like this. Only she is the one who is trying, being apart from having disabilities. There are many people also that want to do what she was doing. They also want to do. They also tried taking her as an inspiration, and what she is still doing also. But frankly, to speak about all these people, no many people, I mean not many of them are willing to put that much effort what she was putting today, and none of them are not willing to put that much effort and time into achieving like a full-time career, right? And not to mention that almost everyone lacks the talent. Almost everyone lacks the talent. Evelyn hopes that the audience will be stimulated by what she has to say. It means saying means she wants to convey her message through the language of music. She wants to convey the message through her music to the audience, and she hopes that the audience will sure get stimulated and understand, and will therefore leave the concert hall feeling entertained. No audience felt bored. Everybody used to look at her like a wonder. They used to, I mean, she also will not make them like, she will not also make them like hesitating why they are come, they have come and attended. She will make sure that she had entertained the audience. And this is a true musicianship of a musician. And this is a short description of our great Evelyn Glennie, who is one of the legend in the music world. Now let us discuss about the author Deborah Colley. She is the author who brought Evelyn's story in front of us. Deborah Colley is an Ottawa-based writer and broadcaster, and she has traveled the world while writing more than 100 articles for different editions of the Reader's Digest. She used to travel all over the world and used to collect the inspirational stories and write in the articles. She has written more than 100 articles. She has been an on-air broadcaster for CBC Radio in Washington and DC and worked for CBC television on London and Cairo, Egypt. So this is the CBC television and radio where she had been worked. And she is the author of Cairo, a practical guide. Now it is on its, now in its 17th edition of Lucille Teasdale, Doctor of Courage, shortlisted for the Ottawa Book Award. She was shortlisted for the Ottawa Book Award. With her husband George Colley, she wrote. And One Woman's Journey, a portrait of Pauline Vernier. She has been a member of Writers Union of Canada since 2001. Children, Deborah Colley, she is the best author and she was born in India. Deborah Colley was born in India, but she grew up in Toronto. It means Toronto is in Canada and graduated in English from the University of Western Ontario and moved to Ottawa for a job. She was born in India, grew up in Canada, and then she was moved to Ottawa for job purpose. And she then spent nearly 2 years with the United Nations Relief and Work Agency in then, and then before moving back to Ottawa to join the Canadian International Development Agency. So Deborah is a writer and a broadcaster. She has traveled worldwide and written more than 100 articles for different editions of the Reader's Digest, and many of which have been translated into dozens of languages. Her writings, her articles, which she was writing, like as we have discussed, she used to write 100 articles, more than 100 articles. There always praise for her articles, and those articles were translated into so many languages. And she has been on air broadcaster for CBC Radio in Washington and worked for CBC television in London. So she is the one who brought Evelyn's inspirational story in front of us, and not only in front of us, she brought that story, her biography, into the world to inspire the other disabled children who are deaf to how to improvise, how to develop their skills, and they have to take the Evelyn as an inspiration, like how she had overcome her disability and came to the spotlight. So this is the main reason why she had took Evelyn's story. Understood, children? Now let us discuss about the lesson. Here starts part 1. Children, the title itself is very interesting, right? The sound of music. Here the author Deborah says Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. What is that, hearing it and listening it? Listening and hearing is both, right? Both are same, right? What is the difference? In this lesson, we are going to see that difference between listening to sound and hearing to sound. So here Evelyn is listens to sound well enough than hearing it. So now we all wonder, and one side they are confused too, right? How can one listen to the sound when they have disability of hearing? When they are deaf, how can they listen to the sound? We all have that question, right? And so this is something we will discover now. We are going to collect the information, we are going to search for the information, and then we are going to discover the answer, like how she used to listen to the sound without hearing it, right? And that is how Evelyn Glennie was able to listen to sound although she could not hear. Part 1. Before Uri. God may take her hearing, but He has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any one of us. We can hear the music, we can enjoy the music, right? Yeah. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Read the following account of a person who fought against a physical disability and made her life a successful story. Children, here we have to know that the explanation for this part is, someone has commented this about Evelyn, right? He says that although God took away her hearing power, although God had given her that disability, she was impaired, but that God gave her an extraordinary thing. What is that extraordinary power? That was a sense of feeling. Like she has a power to sense the feeling. She could feel very deeply. But we cannot do that. We can just hear, enjoy, we can just listen to the music, enjoy, and we will be sometimes relating that music in our life also, with our lives, right? But she has an ability, she has a God's gift to feel the music. She could feel it very deeply, far more deeply than our normal people like us. And that is why she was able to express the music. She was able to give the music what she is feeling. And that too very beautifully and so well. She is a well-known multi-percussionist. She plays different percussion instruments like xylophone and drums. And from here, we come to know that the theme of the story and the message we get the message we get from the story. From here, we are going to discuss the lesson, and then we will come to know what is the theme hidden in the story, and we are going to come over what is the message we get from the story. The story of Evelyn Glennie is a motivational story, and it inspires all of us to overcome our disabilities, physical disabilities, and we must not get depressed by that and achieve our dreams and goals just like Evelyn did. Here we are not maintaining a superiority or inferiority between us and like Evelyn. We are just taking her story as a motivational, inspirational story, like how she had come over and how we can also come over. Not only physical, mental disabilities which we are facing, we can come out of it and we can reach our goals just like what she did. Children, today I am not going to take the lesson, and now I don't want to complete the lesson at a stretch. I am going to stop my teaching here itself because I am going to play a video here. I want you to visualize the video, because teaching is a thing, listening and understanding is a thing, but feeling the content, feeling what the others are expressing us is a different thing which will be stuck and cannot be erased in our life. So I want you to watch the video which I am giving you. So in this slide I'll be playing a video. I want you to feel how Evelyn, being a deaf lady, while she is having a disability on hearing, she is absolutely deaf, but she is able to perform on the stage with n number of instruments with self confidence. So I want you to watch the video and feel the music and feel her music, feel her vibration, what she is going to express. Understood, children? So just watch it, and today's activity will be, you have to take your notebook and write at least 5 points that how you feel after seeing this video, what you are feeling about Evelyn, about her, about Evelyn's talents, about her self-confidence, about her feel on music, whatever it may be, or what you are thinking in your mind, like, or what inspired you after seeing this video. You can write anything. Please write at least five sentences, and children, be sure don't copy the same sentences which others are posting in the group. Try to write on your own, try to frame your ideas from your brains and try to frame those on your books, and then take a snap and send along with your name. And even for this also, handwriting is a must, presentation is a must. And good luck, children. So with this, let us meet in the next session and let us discover what is the difference between the sound of music, like listening to the music, hearing to the music, and feeling on music, right? Let us discover what is there. If possible, you also read the textbook, read the lesson, or else surf in the internet. You also find the difference. So let us discuss and see what matches you and me. What is the matching thing between you and me? Okay, children. So listen to this music and then frame the sentences. This will be your activity, and take care, children. This is Priya signing off from Alpha International CBSE School, Barford. Bye, children.